Okay, let's go. So, Karok, frag friend here. Frag friend. Oh my gosh. I'm late. Sorry, I'm late. I should have been here last night. I should have been here last night for 2 hours. Um, I, by the way, am having a really hard time keeping my days straight because it's my 6-day work week. And frankly, when that happens, I kind of can't even. So that's the level that we're operating at right now. Is I can't even. Um, which, it happens. It happens. It happens a lot. Yeah. So, Gravy, I need to turn off these sounds. I need to make a checklist. I know I need to make a checklist. I know I need to make a checklist. I also need to do like a dozen other things, which is why none of this is done. Because I have to do so many things already. Hello, Post-it. Having to do another thing is like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? Like, you want me to do more? Yeah. I'm beginning to come to terms with the fact that people think that I do a lot. And I am thinking to myself, I don't finish a lot though, like you do so much. And I think when people say this, a lot of the times they mean, oh my God, you get so much stuff done. And I'm like, no, that's not what's happening at all, actually. Getting stuff done is not the same thing as finishing things. Is the same thing as starting. Like those are not the same things. They're not. And yeah, sure, I make a lot of plans and I do a lot of things, and I do a lot of things, but the fact that I have a lot of things going on doesn't negate that a lot of, like, I still have, like, I have a lot to do for a reason. Okay. Okay. I have a lot to do for a reason. For a reason. And that reason is I'm the only one to do these things. So if I want them done, I have to do them. Which is totally fine. 100%. Like, 100% okay. I don't have a problem with this. So I've had a headache for the last, like, 3 days. Like, the last time I streamed, which was Wednesday, I noticed I had a headache, like, in the middle of the stream or so. And then it didn't go away, right? Like, it decided that it was going to visit me, like, all week, right? It was like, oh no, like, we're doing this. This is going to be great. This is going to be fun. I love this. This is so fun. Okay. I was like, what is going on? I was really confused for a second. I forgot what I was doing. I've only been away from this project for like a day, and I'm already confused about what's going on. That's not good. That's bad. It's bad, people. It's bad. So anyway, I turned in early, actually. Like, I got home, I walked the dog, fed the dog, got out of my uniform, got settled. By got settled, I mean went to bed super fucking early. And there goes my yarn on the floor, because that's great. I did not feel great. And I was hoping, and I said as much, I posted. So on Instagram, you can, right, you can find me, and I try to post like a little bit of an announcement before, I go live. Just so like everybody knows what's going on, right? Just that's your heads up of, hey, look, I'm doing this. Now I know that the reality is the way social media works, like barely anybody sees it, and that's fine. I'm not really worried about that. Because that's how social media works. Anyway, I was hoping that if I took some time off, the headache would go away. It has not. And I've decided, and I said as much in the post, that I guess we're just gonna work. Because like I don't have time to wait for like a headache to stop. I don't. I don't have time to feel better, to feel ready. And look, I am pro doing what you need to do, like for yourself, like making your best choices, right? For me, it's not a good choice to do certain things, right? Just like for you, it's not a good choice to do certain things. And the negative feelings that I will incur from taking a break do not negate, like they don't, it doesn't equal out, right? Like it doesn't work. No, like the negative feelings I'm going to have from not getting stuff done and getting further behind on my schedule is going to counteract any rest or recuperation I got. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to come back to more stress instead of less, or even the same amount of stress. So I made the executive decision today, like right now, that we're going to do this. And I'm going to try to do what I was supposed to do. I think it was Tuesday was what I was aiming to do this. And that is stream for the entire section so that tomorrow morning I can take a picture. That's like the goal. So we will see Sam I am about that. Because I really need to get this done. Like this is round 66. We're going to get to 75 today. I've got to get to 85 and then 95. And then that's going to finish this little section right here. But there's still like a bunch more that has to be done. And so we're going to be doing that. So here I am, just trying to live life. I did think about streaming earlier while I was getting ready this morning, and I vetoed that idea because I realized, I was like, oh, you have to do the card of the day, so you would have to cut it short, or you have to get it done sooner. And I'm like, yes, that's not going to work out. So one of the issues I've been having is my phone keeps not charging. Or it kind of charges, or charges sometimes, or it charges really slowly, or it stops charging. I don't realize it stopped charging, and then it dies, and it's still plugged in, and for whatever reason it wasn't charging. So it doesn't charge while it's plugged in. It just sits there. And it doesn't overheat or anything. It just doesn't do what I need it to do. And that caused me to wake up super late because I have alarms set on my phone, but none of them worked. And I had no idea that this was happening. Like, obviously, I need to check and double check my phone, I guess, before I go to sleep from now on, which is kind of absolute shite. Like, charger, you have one job. Like, why do I have to, like, double check the charger, right? Like, that's no. No. This is things we shouldn't be having to do. Apparently, this is my life, though. That's Friends' catchphrases. Is this my life? And the answer is yes, yes, it is. At which point, the answer is, oh, really? I don't like this. I'm like, no kidding. So I haven't talked to friends. I haven't talked to, no, I talked to a friend a little bit. So one of the things I've been doing in the morning is I've been going through this massive pile of Post-its I have, trying to get my to-do lists basically in one central place. So I have a little mini kind of notebook that I carry, my handy dandy notebook that I carry around with me. It's a little moleskin. I had a black one. I now have a red one. The red one is still wrapped up because I have not opened it yet because I wasn't finished with the black one. The black one is pretty much dead now. But there's still like a bunch of stuff in there, like for me to remember, right? And there's some stuff in there that, like, basically, a lot of it is stuff that I think about when I'm at work. And it is like acceptable for me to take a moment and like write something down. But if I take a moment and like make a note on my phone, I'm gonna like get grief over it because it just looks like I'm playing on my phone instead of like making a list, right? Like a legitimate list. And sometimes like it's not handy to do that. And so like I have this like ongoing just like things that come to me, like things, and I don't know, I always have that notebook on me, but I may not always have my purse on me. I may not always have access to my phone for whatever reason. And so like the whole purpose of that is to mitigate some of this oh fuck, right? So we're looking for our pen, by the way. I will not, I won't, we're not gonna like name names, point fingers or anything like that. But I was right before this, getting schooled on this dramatic event that happened on the internet that I'd missed, that I didn't know anything about, by the way. Friend is like, did you hear about the thing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I'm out of the loop, always out of the loop, and I'm okay with that. I don't really want to be like in the loop for a lot of the stuff because, like, honestly, I'm just like trying to get through today. So, anything else is super, super low priority to me, and like, or just doesn't make the priority list, right? Because if it is not gonna like enrich my life or like make me able to do things better, oh yeah, I probably don't have time for it. So here we are. Anyway, I searched something and found like a bunch of blah 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 about it, and then found more. And it got whoa, like whoa. And I sent some of it to a friend. I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyway, yeah. And this is one of those things of, this is the good thing about being a nobody. It's like if you have drama happen in your life as a nobody, it involves you, right? Your friends, your family, whoever you tell, and whoever's involved, and that's it. It doesn't make it to the world stage, right? That is the internet. And that happens a lot more now. And like when you're somebody, right? Oh yeah, no, you absolutely have to deal with, is it the court of the court of people's opinion, right? Is that what it is? And so, and I don't generally get involved in drama. Like, I've had some falling out with friends. I've had some bad breakups, you know. Like, I don't think any of that is, um, unusual. Like, those are lots of people, plenty of people have had those things happen. Um, at least one of those things happen, if not both. And like in the happening of those, I mean, it's, people are upset, emotions are running high, you know. Um, some people, when they get upset, will say things like they don't mean, like literally just to attack people. Um, I usually am the type to kind of keep to myself. Like, even if we're really good friends, I keep like my struggles and my opinions and, whatever to myself. That's just me. Um, if you want to know, you're welcome to ask, right? But I'm of the general idea that nobody wants to know. Like, they don't. And that's fine. That's right. It's not necessarily relevant. So I just keep that stuff to myself. But it also means anything that's bothering me, I also keep that to myself. Um, because growing up, I always felt like a nuisance. Um, I always felt like people were humoring me and just tolerating me and just putting up with me until they could get away from me. And, as an adult, understanding the extent of like my mental health issues and the um, level of neurodivergence and like how I work versus how other people work, um, makes a lot of things make sense, which sucks because I think, I don't know, even if I had somebody say, look, the world that you live in and how you perceive it, right, isn't the same of a lot of other people. I think even somebody just like cluing me into that, like saying, hey, I just want you to know that your perceptions, and it's normal for your perceptions to be different, right? Like, people have different experiences, they have different things that like trigger different memories or feelings for them. That's not really weird. But when your experiences and your perceptions are wildly different, and like you both come from the same culture, right? That kind of thing. Yeah, no, that makes a bit bigger of a disparity. So like that happened to me a lot, and it made for some like really uncomfortable situations. Like when I was a kid, and when I went on to junior high, when I went through high school, like it was really, really unpleasant because like the kind of person that I am and my proclivities were just so much different from most of my peers. And I was not aware of this. I thought we were all on the same page. We were not. And I was like, oh, well, and now, and there's a lot of parts of my identity that differ really wildly from other people. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot to realize. And, I think I could have dealt with some of my life being easier, like not having to deal with some of this nonsense, because it's absolutely, some of it's followed me. It's really hard for me to trust people because of this. Like, these have had lasting, like lifelong, like effects, and it sucks. Like, it super sucks. Um, and like it's only taken me, you know. Like, 2 decades or so, right, to like clue in to this. Like, what? Like, yeah. um Friend will get that. Friend won't watch this, but friend would get it. It's cool, it's fine. um But yeah, like that happens. Um, so yeah, so whatever. It's no bigs. It is no bigs. Um, I feel really bad that I wasn't here yesterday. I really did want to be here, but I got home and it's super messed up. In the 15 minutes it's taking me to get home, like from the day job, right? I go from I'm ready to go home, I'm ready to not be here, I'm ready to actually get some real work done and like work on stuff that matters to me versus just collecting a paycheck, right? I'm ready. I get home, I walk the dog, I get like into like comfy clothes, out of the uniform, get settled, and then I have no energy. Like it's suddenly gone, and I'm like, wait a minute, wait a damn minute, and then I don't like. I commented this. I was talking to a friend before I settled in last night. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I gotta tell you, I don't like it. Like I'm fine, and then I'm suddenly not, and it's just like, ugh, serious inertia. It's so hard to like slog through, and it just, I'm just nope, 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 nope. It's just not working. So, um, yeah, needless to say, the 6-day work weeks are rough. I don't love them. I really wish they were 5, because if they were 5, then I would be done. If they were 5, though, that means I wouldn't have this Monday off. And in a couple Mondays, I have a doctor's appointment, so I'm going to need the Monday off. And I'm not going to suffer a hit to my paycheck because I'd be off that day anyway, and so I won't have to worry about it. Um, yeah, I considered taking a appointment like 2 weeks sooner, and then I was like, except that means you're going to have to take the day off, because the appointment either would have meant going in late, which I just don't think was going to happen, um, or leaving really early. And I would have had to leave so early that it kind of would have been a joke to go to work, like at all. Like it wouldn't have been worth it. Um, and so, yeah. I've also been struggling to make it to the day job every day, like on top of just like literally being super tired and having trouble, just getting out the damn door. I have had just trouble getting, just existing, like humaning. Like it's been really difficult. And I gotta tell you, not my favorite like happening, right? Dislike, honestly. Um, but such that it is. This is my life, right? Yeah. This. Why is this my life? I don't know, but it is. So I love how I do like 2 rows and it looks like I did nothing. Like it really does. Um. So. And the funny thing with it is so what else has been going on? Well, I finally updated the links here. By the way, you're welcome. I did it this morning. So I've got Patreon up and TikTok added. Just because I mentioned them. Instagram is gonna stay there. Patreon's probably gonna stay there. TikTok may or may not, and I don't know about YouTube. May or may not. And it's just because of the TikTok might disappear because of relevance. Like when I go to TikTok, I am goofing off, right? I'm not seriously doing anything. I'm not doing anything work related. I'm not promoting anything. I am just hanging out, being weird, doing, lip syncing. I've got some OCs that I'm working on. Um, and that's it. Nothing, nothing spectacular or like Nothing to write home about, right? Is that what the kids say? Um, but yeah, so there we are. Oh my goodness. So I am having a lot of trouble. Now, so yeah, I was working the post-its. That's what we were talking about earlier. Working on the post-its. I'm getting my to-do list. I'm trying to get it all in like the same place so that I can actually work through it. So I've got a few setups going on. I was like, I've got a few different things I use for different things. So I've got my handy dandy notebook, right, which I just carry around on me all the time. And then I've got Trello I use for one-offs. So like that's what that's for. So like individual like projects, like things that don't repeat and aren't like perpetually happening. Because I don't really want to make I don't know. I don't really want to make a I don't want to make a card that just never gets done because some of the stuff like I just don't get to it. So it lives in Asana. Like all the recurring stuff lives in Asana. All the one-offs, for the most part, lives in Trello. Now there's definitely some one-offs that I could put from Asana into Trello. Now that I think about it, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Not right now. So there's that. There be that. But like I have this notebook that work wife gave me. I actually have two, if we want to be honest, and I haven't gotten into the second one yet. But like the first one, I'm like more than halfway through. I think the notebook, and I've been using that. Like I would use my little thing, only using it to like map out ideas. So like when I literally need just like a larger expanse to write on, I've been using that. So like when I do my mind maps, like I get ideas, at the most like inconvenient of times, right? Because there's actually there's a reason for that. I forget what it is. Like I think there's a name for it, but basically the premise is that because your brain is like doing something else, it frees up this other part of your brain to like think about shit. Which is why you'll see people like getting great ideas in the shower or, while they're driving, while they're doing something else. There's like a psychological precedence for that sort of thing. So, um, yeah. Oh my gosh, but I have like so many things I need to get done, and I've just gotten tired of like not getting these things done. I'm tired of like the to-do list just remaining this like permanent thing. Like I feel like, and this isn't saying, like a lot of people put stuff on their to-dos and like never do it. It's not like that. I actually have mechanisms for removing things from my to-do list by doing them. Like I have time and instances set aside to do this and everything like that. What I don't seem to have is the physical time to do it or the energy to do things. And that one's really tricky because I can't get more energy. Like if I'm having a low spoon day or a low spoon week, that's what's going on. The chances of me getting anything done are really low. It sucks, but that's just facts, right? Um, and so I can either accept that I'm going to get next to nothing done, or I can not accept it. But that's not going to change that. Either way, I'm probably going to get next to nothing done. So, yeah. I'm going to try and show up here and do this. Because the thing with it is this is like, I don't know, double duty for me. Like, one, I show up here. I show up and I say I'm going to show up and I'm here. Two, when I do show up, I'm working on stuff, right? So I'm getting something done. So two birds, one stone, all that jazz, which is great. But I've got almost all of my Post-its are gone. I found like a handful more this morning. Like I was trying really hard to get through them, and it just like wasn't working. And I know that I said I was gonna go through this whole thing, but I don't know. I think we might only do an hour today. I don't know. Mostly because I have other things I have to do, like get to that to-do list. And like homework right now is focused on like getting my shit together, basically. Because I'm kind of a mess. So yeah. And look, I don't love it. Okay, I do not love like not being put together like this. I feel like I haven't been put together in a really long time. Like I feel like the whole the Jenga tower fell. Like before the pandemic, the Jenga tower fell, and I just keep I'm trying to catch it and it's just not working. Or like the very last bit of Tetris when it gets to like your pieces have started getting to the top and the music goes faster and the pieces go faster and you're just trying. You're just trying to like make the matches so the tower will go down and you won't have it like breaking the top of the screen where it game over. And it's just not working. But the good news is when I do show up here, I've gotten an hour's worth of work done. And that's an hour more done than I had before. And so that's cool. That matters. So, I cannot wait until I'm done with this. Like, cause look at that. It's just, oh God, it looks like a mess. I have the next skein. Like I pulled this skein so hard. I pulled that thread so hard that I snapped it. I'm very upset about that. That's like a big no-no. When you're taking out knots, which is what I was doing, you need to be really careful because if you tug on the fiber, thread, yarn, whatever, too hard, it is just going to say, I can't even, and snap. And that means you're going to have a knot in your work somewhere. And I'm really upset about that, like reality, because I didn't want a knot in this. And I don't have a choice now. Like I'm going to have a knot in this. I'm just hoping I can make the knot like somewhere inconspicuous. Now I could forego having a knot at all. Okay. And solve this by taking the time to do this and like stop with a tale about yay long, right? And have another tale about that long for the joining, and then I could weave in both tales, and then that there wouldn't, it would still be secure, but I wouldn't have to deal with a knot. And I think that might be the way to go. Really, I'm sure that is in fact the way to go. Actually, I can't believe all that stuff like happened how it did. Like in the back of my mind, my brain is just like, wow. This is what happens though when you don't fact check things. Like, so, all right. I saw this like meme, I guess is what it was. And it was basically, I think it was somebody who was like a science human saying basically how they hated how people would say, you know, tossed around the word research. You know, in the scientific community, and like when it comes to writing papers and like, you know, doing journalism, doing any kind of writing, when you do research, that means something very specific, right? You don't just read an opinion, right? You go find facts, you go get the real story, you get real data, and when it comes to scientific research, you don't just go for stuff that supports like whatever your standpoint, or you know, whatever you're representing, right? Because that's not good research, because that's basically you know, you're performing confirmation bias. You know, you only pay attention to data and information that supports your claim, which means you ignore anything that says otherwise, right? And so people have a really bad habit of like saying that they're researching something when what they really mean is, I saw this thing on the internet, or I saw this thing in like this one area, and now this is fact. And that's it. That's the whole of it. There's not any critical thinking. There's not any review. There's not any like further actual digging. There's no fact checking. There's no sourcing. And all of that stuff is part of actual research. And so what happens is people don't do actual research, you know, claim what they're doing, the pithy reading they're doing is research, right? And then you've got things later come to light that if somebody had done research, if somebody had actually looked into it, you probably would have found that. And that's like a big problem. Like, if, especially, and this is most especially when you find people who have, um, have like histories of like certain behaviors or certain just like mindsets, opinions, stances on things. And at this point, right, the internet's forever. So if they have put it out there, there's a really good chance there's a record somewhere. And then, you know, we live in the age of like screenshots and whatnot. And yeah, like you can't unsay things, you can't take things back. And at this point, even if you delete your record of it, that doesn't mean the other people or other person didn't. And yeah. And the thing with it is that sure, it's easy for you to make a mistake. And that's, the making of the mistake isn't really the biggest deal. It's how you handle the mistake, right? So if you handle it badly, then that's a problem. If you know, apologize, you know, admit like, hey, like this wasn't a good standpoint, this wasn't a good reaction, this is, you know, whatever. It's much less of a big deal. right? And that's where people get tripped up. It's like, it's not that you can't make mistakes. You're human, you're going to. It's how you handle those mistakes. Like if you try to cover them up, um, if you try to sidestep them like they didn't happen, if you try to ignore them, no, that's not going to work out. And when it comes to like upset, people have long memories for what upsets them. And yeah, so there's that. But yeah, that's just how it popped in my head. It was like, if people actually did research, they probably would, like, they would find out these things much sooner. So yep, we're at like 40 minutes. I think we have been getting where 6 rounds. I want to say rows, but it's rounds. 6 rounds is like right at like an hour. It's an hour and some change. But I definitely do not think we're gonna make it through the 10. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. At this point, I don't think we're gonna make it through the 6. I did want to pop on though. So, oh gosh, yeah, I don't think I can. I can't make it. I'm tired, and so we're gonna call it good right here. I know this is a little shorter than usual. I do apologize. I'm also trying to be okay with like things not being perfect, not being exactly like what I meant to do, but like close. So, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our little talk and my little ramblings and thoughts and whatnot. Yeah, that's it. That is it. So, tomorrow Saturday, I will be streaming tomorrow. So if I stream on Friday, I will stream on Saturday. And at this point, it's going to be every other, just a heads up. There's no schedule set up for those 2 days. Because I can't schedule like a single stream or schedule every other or like do a custom. If I could, then I would, but I don't think I can do that. So I'm going to go. If you watch this later, thanks. Remember that you can follow and subscribe if that so choose it, so suits you. You've also got links now to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and feel free to follow me. Any of those places, subscribe, whatnot. Join us. So I'm gonna go. And I wish mine Lieblings, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and good night. And I will see you, hopefully, a little more perky and awake tomorrow. Toodles!